Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share what is a menstrual cup and why to use it, which one to buy, how to use it, some tips I've learned, the advantages and disadvantages of using a menstrual cup, and also my story about how I started and my initial thoughts. So if you want to jump into any particular timestamps, you can, but I would recommend you to watch the whole video. And without further ado, let's get started. Today's comment shout out goes to Shahnaz. Thank you so much for the comment. So the first one is what and why. So menstrual cup is basically a reusable menstrual hygiene product. It's made of silicone and pretty flexible, which you can insert in your vagina. It collects the blood for you instead of absorbing, and it can collect more blood than pads and tampons. Pads and tampons are not reusable. They absorb the blood, so you have to throw it out. This one in particular collects the blood, so you can empty it and insert it again. So it collects instead of absorbing. Next part of the video is which one to buy. So to choose the size of the menstrual cup, there are some factors to consider, like your age, the length of your cervix, and whether you have given birth. So if you are a teenager, mostly a small size should be perfect for you. If you're in your 20s, then mostly medium should work for you. I'm 24 and I use a medium. If you have given birth, then you should go for a large. I also want to mention about hard and soft cup. So a soft menstrual cup is really easy to squish and is generally more comfortable, but while inserting it might be difficult because it needs to pop open once you have inserted, and if it is very soft, it will be difficult to pop open. Whereas for the hard cups, it can be really easy to insert, but the removal process can be a bit difficult. It can be a bit painful. I think my cup is somewhere in the middle. I'll link it in the description box below. It's not too hard, not too soft. If you're just starting out, go for such cups, and I won't go into much detail because I honestly don't have much experience. I have used only one cup till now. I have not used different types of cups. Now the third part of the video is how to use it. So the first step is to ensure your hands are completely clean. Please wash your hands properly. So when you're on your period, you have natural lubrication, which makes it easier for the cup to slide in. I personally don't use a lubricant, but if you're having problems inserting, you can apply water on the rim. You can even buy a lubricant. So there are a lot of different folds. I know only 3 folds. One is a C fold, so it looks like a C. Another one is a 7 fold, so it looks like a 7. My favorite one and the one I use is a punch down fold. So you just have to punch it down like so and hold it like this. It makes the end the smallest, so it becomes really easy to insert. So I just hold it like this, and you have to insert in your vagina, and once it's inside, you leave it and it pops open like this. To make sure it's open, just rotate it a little bit after you have inserted, because if it is not open and some of the area remains like this, then it might leak. You can even check whether it's open or not by feeling over here, like if there are any dents or not. Once it is open, it is sealed due to the suction and it's not gonna come off. While removing it, you have to break the suction. So slowly grab the end of the cup. You can grab the stem if you have. Now to grab it, you might not get it in one go. You have to push it out. So first the cup will be here and you won't feel anything like this. So you have to push it out a little, just like you do while pooping. So while pushing it out, just try to grab this, whatever end you get. And once you have got the hold of it, just pull it a little bit. I like to pull the stem because I have a stem. So just pull it a little bit. It won't come out a lot, but you have to keep pushing till you get the hold of the base. And once you get the hold of the base, you have to pinch it like so that the suction is broken, and then remove it. It's not going to be very painful while removing because you have your period, so you have the lubrication on the walls, so it's not going to be super painful. Make sure you press it and break the suction. If you just try to pull it, it will pain and it's not going to come off if you just pull it using the stem. You have to empty it, wash it using water and soap, or even hand wash if you want to, but make sure the soap is mild and it doesn't have any fancy fragrance because it can be irritating. So once you have washed it off, insert it again. You have to empty the cup and reinsert it every 12 hours. You can do it even before, depending on your flow. If you have a heavy flow, especially on the first day, and the cup is not able to hold all of it, then you can empty it and reinsert it more often. So my first day flow is not too much like compared to my second day. So my first day I can use it for 12 hours, but for my second day I need to change it after 10 hours because my second day flow is the highest, and third day onwards I can keep for up to 12 hours. On on third day onwards, I really want to go beyond 12 hours because my cup doesn't get filled. So I googled about it, if we can do that. There are chances of you getting infection if you leave it in for more than 12 hours, and it's not due to the cup which is inside you for more than 12 hours. It doesn't harm you, but it's because of the blood inside it. So the blood should not remain for more than 12 hours. You have to empty it and reinsert it. So it shouldn't remain inside you even if there is little blood. But I so wish we could keep it in for longer without having to reinsert it because it's so comfortable. Once you're done with your period, just keep the cup in boiling water and keep it there for 2 to 5 minutes. I do it before and after my period, so 2 times per month, and then let it dry completely. And it comes in this pouch, so you have to keep it in the pouch and seal it like this. This is a breathable fabric, that's why you should use this pouch. If it doesn't come with a pouch, then get a breathable pouch like this and then store it in your drawer. Now in the third part of this video, I'm going to give some tips which I've learned through experience and which I've also read online. So the cup will mostly come with this stem, and there are lines on this stem, so whenever you want to cut any piece off, you can just follow that line. Now how much you want to cut off depends on where your cervix is. If it is too high, you might need the stem, but if it is too low, you may choose to cut it off. Some women cut the whole stem off. So first check the length of your cervix. If you're a beginner, just wear the cup and see if the stem is coming out. If it is coming out, that means your cervix is low and you need to cut off some pieces. So what I did is, when I wore it for the first time, towards the end I felt some tickling sensation, and that was because of this stem. So I cut a small piece off, but it still did not make much difference. So I cut another piece and that fit me perfectly. So I still have a little bit of stem left. When it came new, the stem was much longer. Don't worry, you will understand once you start using it. After wearing this, you should not feel anything at all. If you do feel something, that means you have not inserted it correctly or the size is wrong for you. But don't stress over it. If you're buying it for the first time, just go with your instinct. If you're my age, go for a medium. If you have given birth, go for a large. If you're a teenager, if you're below 20, go for a small. If it still doesn't work after trying, get another size. It's not a big deal. My second tip is, when you're reinserting and washing it, wash with cold water first and then with warm water. If you directly wash with warm water, you might get stains. Not that stains are bad, they don't affect the usability of the menstrual cup in any way, but still, if you want to prevent stains, you can follow this. Another thing which I've learned is, if you're already bleeding or your period has already started and then you choose to wear a cup, and if you still see some leaking, one possibility is that whatever is leaked has already come out and it's on the wall of your vagina. So when it comes off, it's coming from there and it's not leaking it. That's what happens to me all the time. At the start, I used to feel I'm not wearing the cup correctly and it's leaking, but actually my cup wasn't leaking. It was because my blood was already outside before I had inserted this cup. So in that case, just wear a panty liner just in case. If you're just starting out and if you're very afraid, then you can even try a pad. But nothing happens, you can wear a small pad. In the fourth part of this video, I'm going to share some pros and cons, just like a science student. I should love writing the differences and I should write any shit, I should write pages and pages and I should get full marks. So let's talk about the advantages first. It lasts really long, it can last for years if you take care of it properly. So it's pretty affordable in the long run. Instead of buying pads and tampons every month, it's better for the environment than pads and tampons. You're not creating a lot of waste. It's very comfortable. You don't even feel you're on your period unless you get very bad cramps. It's much safer and healthier because with tampons you have a risk of getting toxic shock syndrome and other infections, and a lot of people even get rashes after wearing pads, so this is perfect. Now let's talk about the disadvantages. It can be a bit messy because of the blood situation, and you might find the process of inserting and removing a bit difficult, but once you get the hang of it, you won't mind. You have to be really comfortable with your own body and getting blood on your hands. It's not technically a disadvantage because we all should be comfortable with our body regardless. It can be uncomfortable to remove and reinsert in public washrooms. I have not done it. I never had to do it because I didn't use public washrooms since the pandemic started, because I'm not even going out. I have no idea how I'm gonna do it in public washrooms. Thankfully, because of the lockdown, I could practice at home. You might forget you have a cup inside you because it's that comfortable. If that happens, it has happened to a lot of women because I read a lot of stories online. So there are chances of you getting infection if you forget to remove your cup for more than 12 hours. The fifth section of this video is my story and my initial thoughts. So I heard about menstrual cups some years ago, and when I first heard about it, I just saw a similar picture of a menstrual cup like this, and I did not understand what it is. Like, it looked like some kind of saline to me, like you put something and it comes out from here. Like, I did not understand at all. And I used to wonder, like, I had no idea, like, how are you supposed to use it for your periods. Then slowly I read about it, I watched videos about it online, but I never made an effort to actually start using it. Like, I knew all the advantages and why it's a need to start using it, but I never really made an effort to try it. And after a few years, a friend of mine motivated me to just start using it, so I bought it last year in November. You know, usually people start with pads, then they use tampons, then they switch to cups. For me, what happened, I used pads my whole life, then I used cup, and then one company sent me their tampons, and after that I used tampons. So tampons, I felt really very comfortable. Yeah, it was so easy to insert and remove. But if you're used to tampons, then using cups also might be easy for you. I had already used the cup, so that's why using a tampon wasn't that scary for me. So yeah, when I first tried it, I felt pretty comfortable once I had inserted it completely, except for that tickling sensation I shared some time back. But the inserting and removing process, I used to get really bored to do, so I would mostly use it on first and second day and later get bored and just use pads. And I also skipped for many months because I used to get so lazy to remove and insert, because it used to take time, because I wasn't used to it. So then I decided, you know, you have to start using it, you have to make an effort, because in the beginning you have to make some kind of effort. I'm sure when you started using pads for the first time, you probably hated it. You did not like the process of changing the pads and putting it back in. I'm sure you hated it, but look at you now, you're handling it so easily and effortlessly. So same principle applies here. In the beginning you might hate it, you might want to give up, but you have to keep practicing, and once you get used to it, it's the best thing ever. The more you use it, the more you get used to it, and you will start loving this. So for example, if you consider this scale, on this side of the scale you feel, oh my god, I have to do it again. Like, I was at this point in the beginning, and on this side of scale you are like, oh my god, let's do it, I'm so excited. So I have not reached here yet, I'm somewhere in the middle. So it's not like I'm enjoying it a lot, and it's not like I'm hating it. So I'm neutral right now, but once I insert it, I get really excited because I don't even feel I'm on my period. Like, there are some days where I get cramps. Touch wood, I'm so thankful that I don't have the worst periods. Like, some women have them so bad. I have no idea how you handle it. Hats off to you, because that pain is unbearable. And don't take my word for it, but I have read that birth control pills really help with that pain. So if you use this hormonal birth control pills, it might help you reduce your pain, but please do your research about it. So yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know in the comments down below if you have any more questions, and also please let me know whether you use menstrual cups and your experience of using it, and also share me your first time experience. I would love to know all of them. And if you do use menstrual cups, also leave down some tips. It would definitely help me and even others, because I've not become an expert yet. I'm still learning. So yeah, that was it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel. I upload new videos every Saturday, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.